Berta, can you hear me?
We're muted yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
She can.
now I can hear. I just wasn't sure if that was on my end.
Is Jill
or-
coming on?
Yep, she should be on shortly.
Okay. Okay, I guess we are ready to go. So I kind of stole the thunder with the ad there. Herman Express kind of took over, was 402 votes. 395 of them were online, 7 drop-off votes. New Rides got 216 votes, 210 online, 6 drop-off. New Ulm City Transit was 86 votes with 80 online, 6 drop-off. So if we propose that Herman Express is the name, I know my staff was a little concerned about Heartland and Herman being kind of close together, kind of something I had shared earlier, but I think we almost have to go with what, we said that's what we were going to do. So Herman Express seems to be the one that has taken over the name, which is kind of exciting. The ad that's before you, that's online, you can see online, is something that Berta came up with. There's what's the Hometown magazine is coming out, and we wanted to put an ad in there. So this is the ad we're proposing. Obviously, there'll be some changes to it. But we did want to have the name and the route in there. As you see, the second and third page of there, one of them shows the full route with the Boundary Street on there, and the other one shows Boundary Street not on there due to the construction of that area. So obviously we needed to make a change. So the ad actually shows the shortened route due to Boundary Street because we felt that the ad needed to be as timely as it was, and it needed to be. So that's why the ad will show the shortened route for the time being. Then we'll do some other advertising once Boundary Street is open and that. So again, we'll be making some changes to this ad. It has to go to the printer today. So there were some pretty important things here that we wanted to visit with you all about. And one of them is starting the route. So since we had interviews, we were able to hire a fella that doesn't have his CDL yet. So we need to get him trained. It's going to take a little bit of time to do that. It's a longer process than it used to be. And so our proposal is to do a soft launch for just an 8-hour day with a start and an end with the driver for starting October 5th. So it's a Wednesday. We're proposing that we do that Monday through Friday, just till we get fully staffed. Hopefully by the first part of November, we'll be able to have this person ready to go. So that's our proposal to you. I don't know if there's any discussion on that or what the thought is or where. It'd probably be best to just go with like a soft type launch. That way we kind of don't jump in with both feet. We kind of jumping in with a couple of toes and seeing how it goes, so.
Yeah, we're going to be putting an advertisement out for one more driver yet. So because of our limitation on drivers, we either wait until November to start the full route, or we can go, since we do have the lead driver already, that person can do the 8-hour shift. We could start the Monday through Friday 8-hour shift in October.
I don't have an issue starting it in October. Again, it gives us a little bit of time to create the signs and at least get some temporary signage up for the bus stops until a more permanent solution can be
Right.
figured out
Right.
for that. So we'll have to start sooner rather than later, but
Right.
We have a spot for the bus.
well, we'll have to mark it out. We'll Pat, Joe and myself, and probably our public works guy can all go the route, see where the closest poles are to the actual stops, and then put a temporary sign
Yeah.
there.
Are you
as a bus
thinking
stop.
like something that's weatherproof, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But it's going to be pretty temporary, I think, is what the thinking was all along. And that's kind of what we were going to planning to do anyways for the first, 6-9 months till we really figure out that, is this the route we want to stick with? Because I can tell you probably that within, within a year, we're going to be able to decide, that this route is going to work or not going to work. So, Nate and Sarah, the new lead driver, have ran the route, and it took them 53 minutes without doing the Boundary Street part. So doing the full Boundary Street part is going to be a full hour, and that's going to be barring anybody, having any issues, getting on the bus and buckling up and such, So, so an hour is going to be, the way we have it set up right now is going to be pretty, they're going to be humping. I mean, they're going to be running, the full hour. So,
The potential is if they lose some time at one stop, they can catch up at a next stop if there's nobody there.
Right,
Because
yep,
again,
they
if
just
it's
drive
past
on by. Mm-hmm.
time, they can keep on going, so there is some potential for catching up to.
Right.
We were talking Monday through Friday, but the ad here says 6 days a week.
Right, and that's what the other, that's why we're gonna be visiting with Berta and Jill and changing that. But of course, they had done this, with what we had talked about, beforehand. So, the other thing I wanted to visit with you all about was the Oktoberfest. We have some concerns about running the route on Oktoberfest, because there is already a shuttle, right? There's not gonna be a shuttle this year?
It's kind of up to the downtown businesses if they can get one. I mean,
Right.
they have to pay for it, though.
Yeah. The problem is the route really doesn't go by the hotels, and then we're worried that people get on the bus, are they gonna think that this is like their hotel type thing? So we're just kind of wondering, if we, not to do it this year, in the future, there'd be something definitely we would, entertain, but I just think that our worry is, with all of the, with us just starting and then, it being kind of a chaotic day down there, we're just worried that, are we gonna make some people mad possibly by, having this, I know the city is really concerned and really wants this, but we're really concerned that is this the right thing to do, with this?
I think it's
Bus.
fine for doing it for visitors for the other days that they'll be here, but for the actual days that it's going on for those Saturdays, again, I think people, and it's because we're just starting, people may get it confused with any kind of shuttle service that's out there. And really the purpose is for it to go to those specific destinations around town is the purpose of this, transit service. So people might not be happy to sit on there and have to
Right.
wait, 30 minutes to be able to get to where they're going or
Right.
whatever.
They may think it's just a direct route to their hotel and, so again, questions or what your feelings are on that. We just wanted to kind of bring that before you today so you kind of, are aware of what our concerns were.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're only really considering running it Monday through Friday, it's not really an issue. Again, it's our soft launch, and again, I rather work out the bugs, make sure drivers are comfortable doing the route, than having it up and running for Oktoberfest. Again, if we were a month in, maybe,
Right.
but we're literally starting at the first weekend, so.
Right. Yeah, it might be kind of chaotic and, even the downtown area, had some people say, well, the downtown area is quite congested during that time and, to run the bus, if they're during the parade or, when there's lots of things going on, it could just be, something that we're opening a can of something that we're not quite ready for yet, I agree with you, Chris. I think that if we were, a month or 2 months in, I don't think it'd be a problem, because it'd be well marked, but,
People would just be used to seeing it.
right, exactly.
So, yeah, I'd be fine this year, and then we can really work next year what that plan is. So if the parade's going, okay, maybe we drop down to German Street, go down German Street, something like that. So man, I'm fine with just the soft opening this for October, and then working that stuff out.
The other thing we talked about is maybe with the soft opening for the first month is, because we will just have our one driver doing the 8-hour shift, is to take off an hour. We talked about not wanting to do that on a regular basis, but during this soft launch, then having her run, in the morning and then taking an hour off for lunch so that the stops are always at the same time. There's just 1 hour over lunch for that first month that we wouldn't,
operate?
We wouldn't be operating.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So our full start date then is November 1, is that what we're shooting toward?
That's what we can hope for.
That's our goal. We
you
have
know.
one more driver we need to hire, and then the other one has to get his CDL. So-
Yeah.
And we don't know with who we're gonna hire, if they're gonna have it or not. So,
Right.
But yeah, but we're hopeful that we'll have the drivers in position to go full-time.
Yeah, obviously, when we opened the ad up, it was for 20 hours, and I think that's kind of a, people are going to want a part-time job. 20 hours just doesn't seem like enough, I don't think,
We're moving more toward a combination of hiring somebody that is available to do the Heartland route or the city route. So we have a little bit more flexibility with drivers to have them cross-trained on either one, so that even if you have somebody going on vacation or something like that, we've got drivers that can jump on and do either one of the routes. So our advertising will be for more hours, 32 to 35 hours, if the board approves it.
How many of the current drivers will be trained for this new on bus?
I'm not sure how many.
I
of your
didn't hear what
current-
Tom's
How many of
question-
your current drivers do you think are interested in possibly filling in the city bus?
There's been a few that have said they weren't interested, and some have said they were. So it's kind of a mixed bag, I think people are they're kind of confused about really what it is. We've explained it, but, until it gets going, I think, it would be great to have most of the staff be cross-trained, though. I mean, because we do have some 32 to 35-hour drivers right now that are, sometimes they're only getting like 31 hours, where, if we did a couple days on the city route, they could get up to their 35 hours. So that was our thinking, that, some of those folks could fill in for that,
Just want the flexibility there.
Yeah, for sure, and that's what we want too, because I think it is better for all of us if we're able to have the flexibility of all staff, We even have a dispatcher that drives, so, so that really helps too, so.
And we want to be able to keep the bus route operating every day, so even if our, lead driver gets sick that day, it's having to find somebody who can fill in, so the more options we have, the easier that'll be.
For sure. Okay. Any other questions, comments?
The Saturday thing will be just in October then? No
Yeah.
Saturdays?
Right, well, once we get the other staff person hired, we won't do the soft launch anymore, then we'll go full bore into it, and it'll be, 10-hour days, Monday through Friday, and 5 or 6 hours on Saturday, so,
Worry about the rumor mill that, oh, it really doesn't work on Saturday.
yeah.
Yeah, that was my question too, maybe to Berta with her being on, is how we do that advertising so that initially people know there's a soft launch. Because I don't know that we can commit to November 1st, although that's our plan, is to hopefully be able to do that. But how do we do the advertising so people understand we're starting out, with not as many hours as we intend to do after that?
How many calls do you want saying, but the ad said?
You're muted, Berta.
Jump in with, did you want an answer from Berta on that?
Berta or Jill,
Oh,
either
I
one
didn't
of
realize
you.
you were on, Jill, either one of you.
Let's see, I've unmuted, so yes, we've been taking notes and we will make revisions. We'll talk about beginning the service October 5th and with the schedule to grow. Or we'll figure out the wording and make sure people do not get stranded over that lunch hour. We'll offer as many details as we can with enthusiasm that this is just the beginning.
Yep. Okay.
And I think people are probably would be quite expectant of that. I mean, most restaurants, when they open up, do like a soft launch, businesses. So I don't think we're doing anything that's not been done before. And,
I just think it's good what you're saying to make it clear.
Tom, he wants you closer.
It's just important to be clear that that is the way we're gonna start out. And not get people upset right off the bat.
I feel confident that, that with Jill and Berta too, that we'll be able to have, and maybe we'll even talk about doing a flyer, maybe that'll go into the paper, Jill and Berta, that would be more, we could explain more of it, and once we get, a total start date and everything,
Well, and I would say, it's not saving grace, but one thing that we'll have going is it's free for the this entire year.
Right.
You know, so it doesn't cost them anything if they get on, or, you know, it's kind of, again, that soft launch with the hard launch a little bit later. So it's just try it out, you know, and again, we don't want bad experiences, but if we kind of
Right.
just pad it like, hey, it's free, this is the schedule right now, it will grow over time. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I like the try it free really just stands out. That is crucial in New Ulm.
Right. And there's, she has the disclaimer down there too, so, and that will be helpful.
Yeah.
What is our stop number 9? And you,
I can't read it.
New Ulm Mobile Village.
Is New Ulm Mobile Village, yeah. Which is now changed, has a new name, right?
Yeah, I forget what it's called.
So we're just gonna keep it New Ulm Mobile Village for right now, because New Ulm doesn't change too quickly.
That's what it is.
More people
We still
will know
call
what
it
is
New Ulm
that.
Mobile Village,
Yes.
so,
Leave it that way.
right, right. Yeah, in the ad, the route is kind of small, but, you know, maybe if, like I say, if we did something different, maybe we could have a little bit bigger map, with some, and I suppose we'd probably want to, Berta and Jill, do times on that larger map, with stop times to those stops. That's what you're thinking too, right?
Are you muted?
I don't know if you guys heard that, Berta and Jill, and if we did something larger, could we have stop times on there as well? Like, stop 9 will be at X time, whatever time we give you.
I think that's a really good idea to do a follow-up ad. Just letting people, or, you know, whether it's a flyer that has more information, you always want to give, you know, people don't always see the first thing that you send out. So giving more information and having another touch point, I think is important. And you can have those schedules on there, whether it's a timetable or a call out next to the stop to say it stops, you know, at 10 on the hour or something like that. We
Right,
can talk
right.
about.
And of course, we'll put it on our websites as well too, so.
we could have a listing.
Right.
Yep.
We could even do that on this ad. There might be a, you know,
There might not be room up in the map area, but.
Right.
listed below that
Yep.
stop 9 is that.
Right. And that, I think, would be the plan eventually to do that, so.
Where will people go to find information about Herman Express? Is it through New Ulm MN
Both
website, or is
websites,
it
the
going to have its
county-
own splash
It's-
page or Facebook? I mean, something that is easy to, you don't have to search through a page to find it.
Right, right. Is that-
So we can, creating a Facebook page would be easy,
Yeah.
and we can probably have it there, but it will be, standalone is not the correct word, but it will have its own dedicated page on our site
Sure.
that we can put up. And then I don't know if the county would do the same thing, but, or at least have a link to that, so we only have to update one,
That's what I
one
think would be
page, and
best.
That would
then,
be
you know, a
probably
Facebook
better to
page.
do that, yep.
So,
Voting. We did the voting on the county website, but you could get there through the city website. So it'd probably be best on our county website to have a link to Herman Express
yeah.
through our site, but that's a good idea, so. I'll
We'll
let you
work with
guys kind
Jill,
of take
yeah.
care of that.
We'll work with Jill and
First
Berta
thing.
on,
Yeah.
on that.
Yep,
Get
yep.
it on Facebook.
Yeah, so, and then, of course, Jill and Berta will do, you know, something with this, the name Herman Express, if it's what kind of font and such. I'm, you know, I'm not too concerned for the bus that we're gonna be using for short term. I guess I'm more concerned about what we'll be using as we move forward with the buses that we, you know, purchase and stuff, so.
But you do have time to get some kind of marking on the bus
Right.
prior to October 5th.
Definitely, yeah. We
Yep.
have that basically all ready to go. He keeps asking us for a name, so.
Okay, now you got it.
And I don't think clothing will be hard to get either, you know,
Sure.
because the colors can be ordered and then they do it in-house here, so. But I think we just wanted to kind of, and we can get together with Berta and Jill about font size and, you know, how we want to have that, you know. Because I think we want something a little bit different fonting anyways, so. But
Should the bus be in the parade?
in the,
It is a parade, but it's not much of a parade.
Oh, the Oktoberfest parade. Yeah, I would say that would be more the Bavarian Blast Parade, where you
Yeah.
have the bus, not the
Yeah.
not the
yeah, we'll definitely
Oktoberfest
do
one.
that, yeah.
Okay.
being in parades is kind of difficult because you're not supposed to throw candy. That was our insurance has told us that, and we were in a couple parades and we got hollered at for not throwing candy, so. So it actually kind of was a negative. I got quite a few calls on it. You cheap, you didn't throw. Whoa, this was supposed to be something fun.
We're having
So-
fun here.
I suppose you could have staff walk along, the bus and hand out stuff, but yeah, just kind of, so that's kind of why we don't do a lot of parades, because it was kind of a bad taste in people's mouth. So, that was kind of all that we really had for discussion, unless anyone has anything.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Michelle.
On the first route, are you going to invite city and county leaders to ride the bus?
I think it'd be great to have a ribbon cutting, type thing. I'm not sure, we can maybe do that even the day before, if that would be something the committee, I think I would want the committee there if that'd be possible.
Yeah, we can get that set up. We just pick a day, whether it's, day or two before.
Right.
What works for everyone, where the most amount of
Right.
county commissioners and city councilors and the committee can show up,
Nice advertising in the
Yeah,
paper
let's say,
again.
yeah, a nice publicized ribbon
Yep.
cutting, I think would be nice.
Yep.
Jill
Can I,
probably has
can I
some,
offer one thing? Is there a meeting around the 3rd or the 4th that you could tag on a ribbon cutting where you already have commissioners or city councilors assembled for something else?
Council meeting.
council meeting would be,
they're at night, right, like at 5
Yeah,
o'clock?
4:30.
Tuesday the 4th, but yeah, 5 o'clock, or
That'd be-
4:30, yeah.
Could,
We'd have her today.
Huh?
So the county would be during the day. and
During the
4th,
day.
I suppose.
Yeah,
Just a thought for
It
making
is,
it
yeah.
easier for people to attend.
right.
Yeah, the 4th, it's
The 4th, you're having a meeting, so done about noon or 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock, yeah.
Okay. That be acceptable to,
I can send
To
out
you, Chris.
I can send out something to the councilors to see if they can attend something early
Yeah.
afternoon before the meeting.
and I can maybe get our MinDOT official to come too and, let her know and see if she's able to make it down. And you guys will contact media, obviously, Jill, and, right? I
Yes,
mean,
absolutely. Media, I would encourage you to invite the chamber, maybe invite a few folks around the bus stops. If you're doing it at 1 o'clock, ribbon cutting, you could offer coffee and cookies if you wanted to. It can be short and sweet, but it is an opportunity to build that community ownership.
Okay. We can discuss that further. Do we want to have another meeting then before that, or do we think that we're feeling pretty? What's that?
What does she think? No,
Oh, Jill, do
Joe.
you think we need to meet again, Jill, or do you think that we're pretty well set with everything? I think there's obviously
That's
decisions
totally-
that,
Like I said, it's totally up to you. We're good at email. We can hammer out a lot of details that way. But happy to meet again too.
yeah.
I mean, I would be fine doing one more before the soft launch, just to make sure we're all on the same page. Stuff is on schedule for that soft launch in case we need to move it back for whatever reason, snafu, just, I think it would be fine.
really looking at a ribbon cutting maybe at 1 o'clock on the 4th, the day
yeah.
before.
The 4th.
And that would, I assume, be here at the city offices.
Yeah, we could do it here, yeah.
So then we'd want to meet like the week before. That's a Wednesday.
Sure, let's
the
do that and see how that,
The 28th,
6 or something
Oh.
like that. 28th, yeah.
28th,
Wednesday,
yeah.
the 28th.
28th at 10 o'clock. Does that work in everyone's schedule?
yeah, I'm gone that day, but
You're gone?
yeah, I've got meetings in the cities. the
That's
28th,
fine.
But that's fine.
Try to be there.
That'd be 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, yeah. We'll have Lisa send out an invite again.
That works.
I don't think there'll be a lot to discuss, but we'll be able to kind of give you, maybe we can bring the bus here and everyone can see
Would
what
be
the
good
graphics.
opportunity to show whatever temporary signage we use, so just so you're aware of what's there and we
Right.
kind of get it out there to the public prior, to look for these things and stuff like that.
In case there's
so.
anything we've missed,
Yeah.
then it gives us another week to get it out there.
Yep.
Right.
Mr. Chair, one business item, we need to approve the minutes from the last meeting, just a procedural item. So if we could have a motion and a second for that.
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If there's nothing else, I
What,
propose.
how are we on the location, the TV monitor that we? will
It's
have?
all in.
It's all-
Yep,
it's all-
it's all ready to go. Our IT department is working on the scrolling piece of it. They're working on a routing software that'll have the stops and everything, so. The inside of the bus is basically ready to go. It's just the signage on the outside, but again, couldn't do anything without a name, so. So.
Perfect.
So I propose we adjourn.
All right.
A first and a second.
Motion to adjourn.
Perfect. Yep, thanks, gals.
Thank you. Thank you. Hurrah for Herman Express.